I'm using the Holosun shorter screws on this one, not the long ones. And as usual, just add a little bit more Loctite. Get it up in there. That's better. A lot better. Oh, look at that massive thing. Look at that. Ooh, that is a beautiful sight. And as you saw, I have the Holosun 507 Comp Series. This thing is absolutely huge. As a comparison, this is a standard Holosun 508T. This thing is almost twice the size. It is huge. I wish I had an SRO with me so that I can actually show you how much bigger it is compared to the standard SRO. Now, inside this box, what we do have, all these standard Holosun goodies. We'll have ourselves a nice little microfiber cloth. We'll have the instruction pamphlet that no one will ever read. We'll also have standard little tiny tool, a silica pack, do not eat anyways, makes it kind of tempting, and multiple screw sets so that you can actually fit it with whatever mounting system that you actually have for the most part. Now, jumping straight into this big old monster, we're gonna use some movie magic real quick and then pop it on over so you can actually see how big this thing actually is. Ugh. And for all you boys out there that love POV shots, we have the perfect point of view shot right here. Now, as you can see, the window is absolutely massive on these things. Comparing it to a standardized Holosun 508T versus a Trijicon RMR, the window is almost twice the size. It's massive. You get a huge field of view on these things. Once we actually focus it up a little bit, right here, we can actually see the reticles. Now, taking a look at the Trijicon RMR at 3.25 MOA versus the 508T right here on the left with a 2 MOA dot and a 32 MOA ring, it's just a big difference. You're able to see a lot more, which means you can have a lot more room for error and then adjustment as well, which is fantastic on the Holosun. If you actually notice on these things, you're gonna notice multiple rings going on at the same time. We're gonna move this thing back a little bit so we can get a better look at those rings. There we go. Now, as we take a look real quick, you're going to notice a good old gigantic ring right here. That is going to be your 32 MOA ring, followed by a 20 MOA ring on the interior, and it's a little bit hard to see, but there is another ring right there, which is a 8 MOA ring followed by a 2 MOA dot in here, okay? So it does give you a lot of different options. And for right now, we're gonna cycle through all those options for you, okay? You have your dot, you have your 8 MOA ring, you have your 20 MOA ring, and right here, you have your 32 MOA ring. You are able to cycle through all of these, and there are different configurations. You can get those dots in those rings as well as I'm about to speed show you right now. Dot plus 8 MOA ring, dot plus 20 MOA ring, dot plus 32 MOA ring, and everything in between. Now with all those different options, you might be wondering, does it get in the way? Well, not with this gigantic ass screen, okay? Now, if we're taking a look here, getting it nice and focused on, we can pretty much get completely hands-on. It gives you a lot of room in order to make a lot of adjustments as well. So if you overshoot a shot, sometimes your dot's gonna be a little bit to the right, but you are always gonna be on point with that thing. Same thing going over this way. Your dot's going to be a little bit over to the left, but it's always on point. Now, if you're going a little bit low, for some odd reason, if you kind of screw up a little bit, you're still going to be on point. Make those adjustments, you'll be perfectly fine. Looking at the huge screen right here, watching it bounce around just a wee bit, it's always going to stay nice and on point for you. Very, very nice dot. Love it a lot so far. I've shot roughly about 500 rounds with this dot through this firearm, and I haven't lost zero yet. Now, with everything being said about this thing, is it really the optic for you? Well, it really depends on what you want it for, you know. This one is more meant for competition. It is geared that way. The comp in 507 comp stands for competition. Would I choose this over the Trijicon SRO for competition use? Oh yeah, absolutely. It has a larger window, it's easier to use, it gives me a lot more variables, and I'm not going to be putting it through a lot of hard work or anything. I've already shot 500 rounds through this thing, and it seems to work flawlessly. Have not lost zero once on this thing. Is it durable? It's fairly durable. Still going to be able to smack it around a little bit and still hold zero, as you can kind of see right there, seeing that nice little hold for the co-witness. It's still perfectly viable. Would I use it for duty use? I don't know, that's kind of up to the departments to kind of use, you know. They can actually test it out, they can run it through their own field testing. It's just really dependent on what you need for it. Police departments do use the Trijicon SRO every once in a while, and the SRO is known for cracking right down the center if you smack it too hard on that top side. This thing, compared to the SRO, feels a lot more solid. You are getting a lot thicker materials in terms of aluminum around the house, and you are getting a lot more budget friendliness. I would definitely strictly use this thing for competition use or just standardized recreational use. It's just really dependent on what you want it for. For a good little tiny budget one like this one, I would say it would be a perfectly viable good buy. I would choose this one over the SRO, no doubt. Now, in terms of QC issues, Holosun does tend to have some QC issues every once in a while. There have been known things where the reticle just shuts off and doesn't turn back on. It's not going to be as durable as a RMR, but the RMRs are priced that way for a reason. But in terms of everyday use for everyday people, it is a perfectly viable choice. Now, one thing of note that I kind of noticed on this one, if you take a look down there, I don't know what that hole is. I'm not sure it was there during manufacturing or if it's just a manufacturing defect. It hasn't affected anything yet. I've shot this thing through moisture and non-moisture, and nothing seems to be affecting it whatsoever. I don't know what that hole is. It might be a breather, it might just be a manufacturing defect. It seems to be slightly crooked, but I don't know. Holosun rep, if you can get with me, I do have some questions about it. Other than that, good job on the 507 comp. And if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you guys. Now, with the 507 comp, it usually runs for roughly about $370 retail, so it would definitely be a fantastic buy. Once again, I'd like to thank you. If you want to swing by amphibiancustoms.com and use this code, you will be able to save 10% off on all retail items. Once again, thanks for stopping by.